What's up, guys? We are Tottenham TV here. We're here previewing the big game on Sunday between Spurs and Watford at Vicarage Road. We're here with Paul Muzzy from the Paul Muzzy YouTube channel. How are you doing, Paul?
Hello, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely great. It's a top-of-the-table clash, this one on Sunday.
Yeah, this one is. I'm not sure if the away fixture for us is going to be.
It's the same. Well, it's not. Is it? Well, I don't know if it's going to be a home fixture for us. So who knows?
Yeah, that's true.
But Watford going big at the beginning of the season, having a good start under Javi Gracia. How do you reckon things are going?
I'm pleased. I mean, when you look at it on paper, as I've said in like the videos that I've done already, the vlogs of the matches, really the three teams that we've played are teams that we should be looking to get 3 points against, and they'll be saying that's the same against us as well. You know, we're not a top six team, neither are Palace or Brighton or Burnley, really, to a certain extent. I'm well pleased with it though. It's it's not something that we've done before. So 9 points from 3 games.
No complaints.
Can't complain, yeah.
But obviously you sold Richarlison in the summer for
Yeah.
big money, 50 million. Do you feel like maybe players like Pereira and Will Hughes, they've kind of stepped up in these early parts of the season? Do you reckon it's going to offset whatever you would have lost with Richarlison?
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate to have like a wicked midfield. I personally, not just because I'm a Watford fan, but think that we've got the best midfield outside of the top six. We've got so many players that are out injured at the moment. We've got some great players coming through, and Will Hughes in particular has been my man of the match on sort of the last couple of occasions now. Pereira is outstanding anyway, so yeah, he's not really missed. We've got some great players there. And
do you think is any bad blood between like the Watford fans and Richarlison, or is it kind of a deal that suits all parties? One of those.
Not so much with Richarlison. I mean, I'm sure you're aware of the whole Marco Silva situation with Watford. Richarlison started off the season really well, and then when the troubles arose with Marco Silva and Everton come calling for him, when his head was turned, Richarlison's head was kind of turned to a certain extent as well. He saw Marco Silva as his mentor, and he was desperate to play under him for whatever team it was going to be. So after Marco Silva left, Richarlison went right downhill. He's never played a full season anyway, so obviously his fitness was a bit of an issue, but he really didn't want to stay at the club. So no bad blood. Like I said, he's young, he's quite a bit immature from what I know of him. So good luck to him, as long as he doesn't score against us.
There's actually been quite a few transfers between Spurs and Watford in recent years. I can think off the top of my head, there's Gomez, there's Yunus Kabul. I think he bought him from Sunderland actually, but there's also Etienne Capoue. Yeah. We couldn't interest you in a Sissoko or a Llorente? No one you could take off us?
I think we're good at the moment. We can't afford any of your decent players, I don't think. Or we don't tend to splash out much money anyway. But I mean, Gomez, I think this is going to be his last season. Although he played last night and he was outstanding still in the Carabao Cup against Reading. And Etienne Capoue as well. He's quite sort of up and down, but at the moment he's doing quite well. So Kabul's not played for a year or so. He's been out injured. I think he's probably out of favour now. But the other two still going strong. So thanks for that.
So Watford are a bit of a weird one in terms of they kind of sack a manager every season, and they kind of go against the stability that a club like Spurs at the moment are enjoying. Probably, we're a rarity amongst the Premier League, but you're a rarity amongst you change every season. It's kind of two extremes. How do you fancy how that Watford model's going?
Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I would like a manager that we can get behind, but I understand it, and it works for the Pozzo family that own us and Udinese. So,
do you feel like they're too trigger happy though?
Sorry?
Do you feel they've been too trigger happy?
I think they were with Slavica Jukanovic. He was the first manager to get us into the Premiership, and as far as I know, they were trying to sort of agree some terms. He understandably wanted a little bit more money, I think, and his request was denied. So he left, went to Fulham, and now he's managed to get them up as well. So I would have liked to see what Jukanovic could have done with our team in the Premiership. But other than that, I think really the other managers have kind of ridden their wave, and that was about it. They started to get stale, as all managers do at some point. But and then the change was made, and the good thing about it is that the Pozzo family have got people lined up. So we're not left in an Everton situation where you sack a manager and then you've just got no one. It's it's ridiculous. Yeah. We had someone after Silva got his marching orders. We had someone sort of a couple of hours later in his seat. So it works. I would like to have a manager that like I said we can get behind for years, but really doesn't happen, does it? People are so quick to get on the manager's back now when there are problems, and
It's a new age. So who you got lined up after Javi Gracia, you reckon?
Pochettino, apparently.
Pochettino, yeah. You'll be so lucky. Is it who in terms of Sunday? How do you see it going? Are you confident that Watford can get a result on Sunday, or are you kind of realistic on how things are going to go?
Yeah, no. If I'm honest, I think Tottenham are still too good for us, as they always are. Really, it's not one of those teams that we have good results against. So I would just be happy with a little bit of damage control and not have our good start to the season ruined by getting properly bent over by Tottenham. So I can see you winning by a couple of goals. Unfortunately, I'm hoping that we'll just be able to keep at that and then get back on track.
Well, I remember last season you gave us a real good game at Vicarage Road. It was a 1-1 draw, I believe, and Watford could have easily gone and won that game. I was early in the season. But there's one player who you should probably be looking out for, and that's the Berry Beckham. He has a great record against Watford. He really does. Every time he comes up against him, he's always getting a goal. He's got one goal against Watford, and I think he's got a few assists as well. And after the World Cup he's had, is he a player you're looking out for?
I was thinking about it earlier when I knew that I was going to be speaking to you. I think the World Cup, obviously Trippier did brilliantly, and I think a lot of people that maybe don't follow football as much as you and I may have seen him sort of for the first time, or he's not a name that was ringing in their ears quite so often. Whereas the last few times that Watford have played Tottenham, Trippier is always causing us problems. So I just kind of dread seeing him on the team sheet, because he's before the World Cup certainly. Is it safe to say he wasn't one of your more popular players?
I'm not saying about popular, but I would say it would be fair to say he wasn't. He wouldn't be regarded as one of our most important players. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. Whereas myself and other Watford fans, I think, certainly regard him as a big threat, and he's a great player for you. So he's one of the main people I'll be looking out for.
Obviously, the third round of the Carabao draw, the third round of the Carabao Cup draw was just been made. Spurs, funnily enough, have just drawn Watford at home, and I've just heard that it's just been confirmed that because Spurs have drawn at home, they're actually going to play the game at MK Dons. Confirming, not at Wembley. Which is interesting. What your reaction to first of the draw, and that you're not going to Wembley and you're going to MK Dons instead?
Yeah, not overly happy. As I said, we've got quite a big squad. We've got a lot of players, and the game that we played last.
Oh, sorry. 1 second, just got cut.
Completely played against Reading, and I would say a good sort of. I wouldn't have any concerns about them coming into the first team squad. So it would be nice to have a bit of a longer cup run, so that we can try these players out a little bit more. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen now.
Well, we have a great record in the Carabao Cup recently. We don't tend to take it so seriously, so I think you've got a good chance. Do you see Watford playing a very strong team in that game?
I think we'd probably play the same team that we did last night against Reading. I think it would be a completely different 11.
You rested a few players, did you?
Yeah. I mean, we had people like Decore, Will Hughes, and a few others on the bench last night. The starting 11 that played last night against Reading, I think I'd have no concerns about maybe 8 or 9 of those players starting in the first team squad against a Premiership opponent. So I'd like to see them all start again against Tottenham and see how they can fare against a better team than Reading.
All right. Well, what are your predictions then for Sunday?
I think I'd probably give you the sort of a 2-0 win.
Ooh, wow.
If that's fair, I'm sure you'll take that.
I'll take that. 3 points is 3
I
points.
yeah, obviously, I'd love to get a win or even hold out for a draw, but I just think, as long as we don't embarrass ourselves, then I'll be happy with that.
Well, I've never predicted a Spurs loss on this channel while I'm going, so kudos to you for giving us the result in your predictions. I'm going to give us. I think we're going to end up 3-1 winners. I can see Watford getting a goal, especially in front of the home fans. I think you look at Watford's team; it's got quality, and you've got a strike force that it's a bit more old school, which I like. It's like a big man and a fast man. Deeney and Andre Gray up front. Is that who you reckon is going to be starting on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't think the manager's got any reason to change the 11 from the team that played against Palace. So I would assume that it would be Deeney and Gray up front.
So that's a strike force that it's probably I can see us giving us problems. I can see players like Pereira and Will Hughes coming in, not being easy to defend against. And you got people like Decore, who was an interest of a lot of big clubs in the summer. And he signed a new deal, didn't he, at the beginning of the season? He looks like a good central midfielder. But what's probably letting you down is probably your defence, I would say. Do you agree that's your weak point?
It certainly was last season. I think this season, although we've got people in place to replace Holebas at left back and Janmaat at right back. Holebas and Janmaat have been doing really well for the last few games. So they've kept out the 2 new signings. Cabaselli is an excellent defender. So I think our defence is all right. It's not too bad. The concern that I probably do have would be Deeney and Gray, because they're kind of hit and miss. Our midfield is making up the majority of our goals at the moment. They did have the excellent kind of they combined really well against Burnley.
I was about to say, that was a great goal. I remember Gray scoring on the volley. That was a lovely finish. So they look like maybe they're getting their act together.
So just a little bit more time. But from what I hear, the locker room is buzzing at the moment, and it's a really good atmosphere at the club, which is one of the most important things, really, isn't it? I guess so.
For sure, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, so everyone's happy, and hopefully we'll be able to sort of push on, carry on with our good start to the season.
Well, maybe if you start Gomez, you'll have a chance.
If we start Gomez, you'll have a chance.
Cheers for coming on, Paul. Absolutely great having you on. If you want to check out his YouTube channel, link will be in the description below. It's Paul Muzzy for great Watford content. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing you after the game. I believe you have to rush off. But maybe it'll be good to catch up with your thoughts after at some point. It'd be nice.
Yeah, or I'll see you at Stadium MK then, I guess.
Looks like it. Stadium MK. Looking forward to that one. All right. Cheers for coming on, Paul.
No problem. Take care.
Cheers.